Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for watching today. Today is Friday, March 10th. I'm getting a late video today because busy Friday for me. I was going to try to get this done this morning, but call after call, which is good. Good stuff. Lots of things happening. But today's video is about being in a peak state when you are making major life decisions and major business decisions. So when times and things change in your life, example, I'll say in real estate. So any agent watching this, because I upset some agents, at least one agent every day, not my own, sometimes other agents, or sometimes my own, does not upset them like get them mad, but they hate when I hear this, because they hate when I say this by accident. When I call them new, oh, you're newer, or your experience level, something like that. Like I had an agent today who's been in the business going on 5 years. I think he had 90 sales last year. Very successful agent, different office. And when I was going over situations and going, there's a situation happening and we were trying to make a decision on, and this is how this topic came up, a decision on how to handle a situation. And he kept on saying he knew what was best, and his way of doing it was okay. But I tried to explain to him, I'm sorry, you're newer. Oh no, I'm not. I'm 5 years. I have 90 deals. I go, I know, but I know I might not be right on everything, but I've been in the business 30 years. I've got 40,000 sales. Last year I had 2,500 sales. And from my experience, and I've had this situation multiple times, and this is the best, think of the best course of action because I've had it happen to me more times. So the point I wanted to make, and why that came up with this topic today from that conversation is that when things are tough and stressed, sometimes you can't make a knee-jerk reaction. You might think it's right. Sometimes you have to make sure you're in a better state of mind. This agent yesterday was in an excited state. His client was upset. He was upset. The things weren't going as smoothly as everybody wanted to, and they're just making a knee-jerk reaction of what's the best course of action. So I always say sometimes, it's not like life or death. Sometimes we just got to sit on things for a while and wait till we calm down and think of all the things that a decision is going to affect. So back away from that story to why I came up with thought of this topic is that when agents, from the smallest thing, those day-to-day things, when things are tense and stressed and you're stressed and taking on the emotion of your client, sometimes you can't make a decision in that moment. Maybe we got to just relax. Maybe we got to talk to some other people. I tell our agents, hey, let me collaborate. Let me brainstorm with my broker, and we'll think of an idea and think of a better course of action tomorrow when you are in a better state of mind, not in a knee-jerk, this is my emotion and this has got to happen, because I've seen it so many, it happens, or people make things worse because they're not in the peak state of mind when making decisions. Now that goes for just the little decisions day to day, and that has your life decisions. So like right now, I have agents, because the market shifted a little bit, maybe their sales are not as, they weren't as busy as they were this time last year. They're making business life decisions based on what's happening right this second, on maybe buying leads, shotgun approach to marketing, trying to find buyers now and not concentrate on long building relationships. I have agents, I see agent after agent. I get reports from the MLS of all of the agents that are going inactive, and there's agents making this decision right now because they didn't want to pay their board dues or MLS fees that are due at the beginning of the year, and making a life decision of not paying their board dues because there's nothing going on. Along that side, any agent watching this that's thinking about that, don't. Don't do it. Don't go inactive. Stay in the game. All you need is one sale to make the investment of paying your board dues and MLS fees right now to make that back. And when people go inactive, sometimes they just drop out of real estate. They just don't have the drive anymore because they don't have that financial incentive. If you have the money and you pay that money, you want that money back. I'm just talking about the bare bone minimum, the agents that are very, very part-time or just got in the business the last year or 6 months and those bills are coming due and they don't have much working on right now. Have that incentive. You should never not pay your dues. Stay in the game. But people make those decisions. They're emotional. Example, if you don't have a current buyer or seller or pending transaction, who wants to write a check at the beginning of the year for $700 to invest in their business that they spent all this time and money in, and they make that knee-jerk action? No, I'm not going to pay my dues. I don't want to pay it because I have nothing going on. No, you're not in a peak state of mind, and you're making an emotional decision based on what's happening now, not a long-term goal. Especially those agents getting out of the business or going inactive right now with their license, is that they just don't want to invest that money. When you put in all that time and effort to get your license and pass the test, stay in the game. Stay in the game. So today, I know I was all over a little bit, but think of before you make any decisions, if it's a decision for the day, a decision for the week, year, month, life decision, make sure you're in a peak state of mind mentally, emotionally, physically. What I mean by physically, you're not in the middle of a bad cold, like I'm getting over one now. I think I'm hopefully getting over it. You can tell from my voice. With 4 kids and people and agents and all the people I have to come across with every day, it's like inevitable. But the thing of it is that if you're not in a peak state, you're not in a happy mood, a content state of mind, a calm. You've done your thinking. You've looked at all angles. You've planned out, if you make a decision, what the outcome should be because of that decision, and the things, the good and what's the bad that could happen for them, that decision. And then until you're in that peak state, it's sometimes you can't make those important decisions, and you make the wrong decision, or one that, a okay decision that could have been something better. So always look back. I'll leave you with this. Look, when you're making decisions, look for when you have to make that decision by. What's the final decision? Obviously, I'm using an example. You're driving and there's a car coming, you have to make it. You can't just think about it. You have to make a decision right then and there to get out of the way or move. But in life, we usually have more time than that. When it's a business decision, you could wait to the next day. You can explain to people, said, I think I know what I want to do, but please give me time to just think and just double check. Our clients do this with us all the time, but for some reason we think we have to be fast with decisions. If you're 100% sure and you're a peak state of mind and it's not an emotional decision, and then yes, you can do that. But if you're not feeling right, that gut feeling, you're just not right, when you're in an angry mood, a sad mood, not feeling 100% healthy and sick, or physically or emotionally, whatever. And those are an important decision that has to be made on a transaction, a client, a life decision. Make sure you're in that peak state as best as you possibly can, or wait, or put it on hold till you can. And also collaborate with people that have been there, people that have known situations that you're in or been there in life of where you're at. Kind of like going back to why I thought of this topic, because I was talking with an agent that thought they know what is best to do, which was an okay decision, but they're based on something that they haven't seen much in their 5 years of being in real estate. Go to those people in your life that have been in situations. If it's a personal situation, if it's a business situation, if it's a physical situation, go to the people that you know have been there and done it and are doing it now, and then they're in a peak state. So now I'll leave you with one last thing. To our Century 21 Hone Star agents, that's one of my main values I give to all of our agents, all of our sales, all of our transactions, is that when you call me to collaborate, to brainstorm on a situation, I am not emotionally attached to whatever you've been dealing with. So I could be that bird's eye view, that calm in there. I haven't talked to your client. I haven't talked to the other agent. I'm not the one buying or selling the house. I could give you my experience and my thought and give you what I feel the best course of action is for things, for a couple reasons. One, I'm not emotionally attached to that, and I could give you that, and the many decades of experience and going through that situation without even knowing it is many, many times, and knowing the different outcomes of every single time. I made this decision, or we made this decision, that was the outcome. We made this decision again, the same one, it was that outcome. From doing it so many times, it's kind of like a percentage. We know what the outcome usually is going to be more often of decisions and negotiations and transactions, because we've been there hundreds, dozens, or hundreds of times or more. That's one of the main values I, in our office, bring to the table to you. So use that. And it doesn't matter, it could be anything. Usually my conversations are like, start with, hey, Tony, I think I know the answer to what I have to do here, but what's your take on it? Several times every day. That's how my conversations start. So use it. Doesn't matter how little or how big it is. So I know I was off tangent there a few times. I always do, because every time I have these videos, I love them so much. I want to talk for 5 hours. I can on every different aspect of what connects with the topic, and I got to stop myself. So I'm going to stop myself here. So have a wonderful Friday. Remember, reach out to me if you need anything. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.